Hello, hello. And we're back. Yeah. Just checking things. Came out pretty nice. I'm happy with it. Now I have to put all these back. So many books. So thirsty. I'm washing the fabric right now. I have to put all this away. I'm gonna save this in my fashion sketchbook. I'll just keep it in there. Ah! Things falling, oh my god. So scary. Ooh. And my pile of pictures. Is it doing the thing where, oh no, it's gonna keep playing, okay. Alright, we got our little idea of what we want to do. I'm washing that fabric right now. But I need to figure out, that's right, the top, I was going to use this thing. I'm going to have to modify this pattern anyway. I like that this has the shirring panel in the back, so it's got to be a side seam zipper, and it has the drop waist. So before I get started on all this, I have got to get my dress over here packaged up for my clients so that they can finally receive it. I think this is okay where it is. It's covering the table, so okay. Oh, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Mouselin! The one with the cutest name. Little Mouselin. Hello. I don't actually know you in real life, but I like your name. It's really cute. So, let's get to packaging. We get to do some packaging. There's a few things that I do to make my packages nice and neat. So I have this pile of plastic. I use tissue paper. I got a bunch of this tissue paper a long time ago and I still haven't gone all through it. I think I'm going to use 2 sheets. Pink is my thing. I like packaging stuff in pink. And I have my washi tape. I'm Quill! Oh, Quillette! My friend, hello! How are you? It's so good to see you on here! It's so nice of you to join us! Do I have one left? No, this is empty now. These are empty. This one still works. Oh, I love this part! I get to choose like cutesy things to package up my stuff. It's telling me that there's nobody on right now though, but there's obviously 2 people. Doing alright, yeah? It was fun chatting with you this morning. I like it when you weigh in on stuff. Having professional conversations with others always cheers me up for some reason. It's like, I'm doing this right. I'm in the right field. I know what I'm talking about sometimes. Is this actually still sticky? Is this the one that's actually still sticky? Oh, it is. Let me get. I have this, just a bunch of this ribbon. Oh, I do still have this purple. Okay. So a long time ago, I ended up buying a sales lot of what they called fabric ribbon, and I was looking for washi tape, but I didn't know that was called that time, and so I ended up getting like this adhesive ribbon, and it's just like cheap gift ribbon, and when I got it, a lot of them had the adhesive like dried up, so it didn't work out. So the backing on it just fell right off, and I ended up I have a ton of it, so much of it. So I just like, apparently 1 roll of this is good for 2 packages. So I've just been using it as like gift ribbon, so that when I do my packaging, I use that to tie it up like a present. I'm gonna reload this, see if it's gonna do the thing again, isn't it? So I had to reset. Oh no, now it's working. Okay, I had to reset my stream key for whatever reason. And I did it all for love. Yes, I did it all for love. Okay. They say fools believe in it, so I guess I will. Don't think I'm forgetting anything. This is the latest commission that I finished recently. Very happy with it. This green, so I think that would stand out nicely. The dress turned out so cute. I just finished. I didn't see the finished version. Oh, thank you. And I didn't take pictures of this. I just kind of wanted it to be done. He did want it finished mid-November, and I feel like I'm a little late on my promise. I don't know if this is gonna work actually. No. I don't know what I was thinking. just gonna be extra protected. Why? Why washi tape? Why you do this? Ooh, I hate it when that happens. It's so nice to have you here. I know, I think you watched the stream a couple times before. But you were talking to me on Discord while I was doing it, so it's nice to have you in the actual chat. So I get the updates. I have my chat open all the time. I'm gonna have to change this paper on my table. Did you see the illustration I worked on today? I don't get to check in very often, and I'm usually on my phone at work. It's nice to be able to chat live. I did, it's so pretty, thank you! And yes, I understand being busy and not having a lot of time, but it is fun to have you can have the app open. Still, if it's work, then yeah, it's not always gonna work out with your schedule. Where are you about? You're in the United States or Canada? North America? Some way? New York! Ooh, lucky. I love New York. I love it. I almost got a job there. I wanted to get a job there. The interview kind of fell through, I think, when they realized that I was in New Mexico, but I was looking to move there if I had gotten that job. I was slated to have an interview with Parsons Mirrors, the costume shop. I think do I want to do it this way or do I want to do it the other way? I guess it doesn't matter. They're gonna rip it open anyway, because it's a present. Yeah, so Parsons Mirrors is a costume shop, and they've done all kinds of things. You're in upstate. Oh, okay. So I'm not familiar with the city, but a costume shop would be awesome. Yeah, Parsons Mirrors. Was gonna interview with them. They're in Queens, and I was like all about it. I was feeling at the time I didn't really have anything going for me here in New Mexico. I had just finished a good chunk of my education, but my portfolio spoke for itself, and they were interested in scheduling an appointment to interview. So I made it a point to go out there. I was visiting a friend at the time, and she actually was the one that recommended me to Parsons Mirrors. So I was so excited when there's like, I sent my portfolio and my resume, and then the day after they're like, we'd love to see you, we'd love to interview you, and I'm like, great. And so I scheduled my flight. I stayed out there for a week. I was supposed to have the interview on a Wednesday. Turned out the lady either made excuses or was legit sick, and had to reschedule the interview, and I'm like, I made it out for this interview and I can't reschedule. I'm leaving on Friday, and never heard back from them, because I had to tell them I'm currently living in New Mexico, but I came out here for this interview. So that didn't end up working out. I was very sad. Because I would have loved to live there. I was not in a good place. And I loved the idea of living in a city. Being out there for the week with my friend, taking the subway. Even, you know what? The people were nice. I know New York gets a lot of flack for people being rude or in a hurry, which I guess they are in a hurry, but it doesn't make them necessarily mean, and everyone I encountered was just like super nice. So I guess it just depends on what you put into it. So I would have loved it I know I would have loved it. Their minimum wage was 12. Starting pay, I don't actually know what it was for Parsons Mears, but even at minimum wage, living with 3 other people in an apartment that cost $2,000, I was ready for that life. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna live out there. I'm gonna live my dream. I'll struggle. I'll take public transportation because that's what they do. And I was just like, I'm all about it. I was ready for an adventure. But like I said, didn't work out. So I'm still here in New Mexico, and I made the best of it. And then I have this amazing boyfriend now, and we are making plans. I have no ring yet, but we're making plans. That sort of thing. I know, it sucks. Yeah, they should have at least gotten back in touch with you, but a lot of employees seem to not like to get back to you. It's true. And honestly, if that's the way that business is conducted, I mean, they have this thing that they say where, like, the people in California or West Coast people will just straight up lie to your face and then ghost you, whereas New Yorkers or East Coast people tend to be just straight up or just not get back to you at all. They don't even bother with the lying. Good luck on the plans, thank you. I'm hoping for good things. I mean, it's one of those things that's like, yeah, we know this is gonna happen, and I'm just sitting here going, where's the ring? We're talking about this all the time. This is definitely happening. You met my parents, I met your parents, we all love each other, my mom's the one that's asking me, so did he ask you yet? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, what's taking so long? My mom says. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Rings are expensive. But we're a Latina family. Latin family. That's the kind of thing that's expected. You know? Oh, get a mailer. I'm gonna need to put this in a. I'm gonna have to put a packing slip in this and some care instructions. This is a satin that he asked for. So I think that's about as much as I'll get done on the packaging part, but it is going to get ready to be shipped. I need to write up a little note for him saying, wash this on cold, on gentle, and tumble dry or hang to dry, because this stuff is... Oh, did I mention I hate satin? So we have this discussion about what emotes to have on my channel, and one of them is not today, satin. I thought it was pretty funny. No, I'm just amusing myself. Rings are super expensive. You can save on the costs in a few different ways, though, depending on different tastes, like having a colored stone or white sapphire instead of diamonds. Honestly, I know that rings, as the traditional sense of rings, are like upwards of $1,500. I don't really care for diamonds. I don't care for gold. Maybe white gold because it looks like silver. If it was going to be gold... there's so many rings that are way less expensive and just as beautiful on Etsy from like goldsmiths and things that just do. I want like an elfish ring, like an elven ring, something with a moonstone on it and like filigree, or just, you know, something that costs less than $1,000, maybe even like $500. I'm fine with if it's pretty. And obviously looks like an engagement ring, I'm happy with it. Moonstone is my favorite, next to amethysts. So, and I told him that. I'm like, I like moonstones, just so you know. Wink, wink. So, sans diamond. I imagine it would be a lot more affordable. I don't know. I have this theory that he's might be waiting for like our anniversary when we first went on a date just last year, November 30th. have this little idea. But then again, I'm always thinking like, this is a special day. Maybe he's waiting for this day, and that day happens, and that doesn't happen. And I'm like, well, maybe this is a special day, and that's the day he's waiting for. No, that doesn't happen either. So I'm like, you know what? I give up. I'm not gonna guess anymore. Yeah, Etsy has lots of gorgeous rings. Oh, really? I used to be the worst jewelry salesperson. Like, the rings are marked up just for being engagement rings, on top of the usual 3 times markup for jewelry, right? And that's not what I want. I just want something that's unique. It doesn't need to be a diamond at all. I don't want a diamond. I mean, it's useful in a pinch if you need to cut through glass. But but I like moonstones. Rainbow moonstones especially. Or even opals. Anything that's like milky or has some iridescence to it, I am all about. So yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff that are super pretty and a lot more affordable. I need to get a new wedding band and have been looking there. Yeah, right? And then you're also supporting a small business that doesn't mark up their stuff 3 times because that's what they used to do. Anyway, I'm washing the fabric that I chose to do this dress. I picked out a couple patterns that I'm gonna like modify and combine to make sort of an original design. It's not really. It's I think it's previously a Mary Magdalene, and you know what happened to them? It's this one. But I want it with this fabric that I've had around forever, and I'm just gonna try to draft it myself. So I found a couple things. First of all, these panels are very wide, and it looks pleated, like giant box pleats, which it might very well be, but I can use this general shape to get the thing that I want. What I might end up doing is get this shape, like draft this, but then I would actually configure it so that it's smaller on the top and more wedge shaped, so that when I slash it and spread it, I'm going to spread it so that it makes more of a triangle. So that's for the skirt part of it, and I want it to be, you know, as voluminous as this skirt here. So this is very short, this is very narrow compared. So I would have to modify this pattern to make it fit this shape. And then the top, I found in number 4 here, this particular dress. This is actually, it's this shoe, but it's so dark you can't really see the detail. The secondary version that they have here is this one. So it has the same shape, I think. I think it's made differently here because, let me see here, what does it look like? Where are you? No, this is correct. That is correct. The only difference, actually, this is what I would be looking for, but this seam actually would go into the shoulder. The princess seam comes down from the shoulder strap. So it's the right shape, but I would move this over. So this is going to be a lot of modification. Oh yeah, Moonstone is one of my favorites too, and pearls. I don't actually know what happened with Mary Magdalene. I thought they were still around. From what I understand, they went under. They closed their doors. Mary Magdalene and a few others that are recognizable Japanese brands. I think Atelier Boys also did. Victorian Maiden is still around, Innocent World is still around. Victorian Maiden, Mary Magdalene, and Innocent World are probably my top 3, even though I have a lot of baby, just because they're easy to buy from. Mary Magdalene was not. Victorian Maiden, you had to go through a shopping service, And I've never bought anything from Innocent World, which is weird. But I have a lot of reference photos for their stuff. Anyway. Oh, and then this experiment that I did yesterday, here, I'll show you a little closer. There's a close-up table right here. So I attempted a thing, and it didn't really look so great, but the first three, this black, orange, and red, are the first three sizes in the Otomino sewing books. And I tried using the same differences in the numbers to try to grade it up. It sort of looks okay, but I made a mistake, and I think I know what I did. In any case, it was an interesting experiment. Right. So I want to make this dress. I have a timer going right now for my fabric that I'm drying. I did wash it, and so I'm drying it now. So this is not exactly accurate. What I wanted was the whole dress to be made out of this. So I just didn't want to take the time to do the little sparkly bits all over, because I was already spending a lot of time doing that, so I didn't do that. But it's supposed to be the whole thing. I'm talking a lot. So, what do I need to do? I think there was another one that had like an underbust thing. Where is that one? Was it an 8? I think maybe it was an 8. Like, lucky me, I had it already out and then I put it away. Oh. This is 2, this is 4. Where did my 8 go? Oh, it's over here. It looks really good. I've never done pattern grading before. Thank you. It's, like I said, it's okay, but what I really need to do is, all I wanted was the differences that they had here for these points between the two sizes. So I would say that the medium size is like the center. And so to go down from medium to small, maybe do an extra small, you would take the difference between these two sizes. To go up, you would take the difference between medium and large and keep them the same. What I mistakenly did was I kept adding to the numbers in the same sequence that it was in the book. So if it was 1 millimeter between small and medium, then 3 millimeters between medium and large, then I went up 6 millimeters. Oh no, it was adding 2, so then I went up like 3 to 5, so then I went 5 millimeters, something like that. Anyway, it was very convoluted and didn't have to be. What I would like to do is do the slide method next time. So this was the Gretel jump skirt. It didn't move correctly. It's just here it started getting wonky because it was just adding too much. It was just adding too much. And this curve for the armhole's not correct either. Anyway, what am I looking for? Oh, I am looking for the underbust jump skirt that they have, I think, here? Yeah, okay. So actually, this one might suit my needs a little better. The basic shape of this one. So it would need to be longer. And I don't want it to have the center back open. I liked that this one had the shirring in the back. Let's see, where did I save that? Where did you go? Where did it go? 74. Okay, so then it's 74 for the tiered skirt, but actually it's 32. That's the one that you would go to. Here, this one. So this has the shirring in the back, and I like that a lot. I don't know. And I like this. It's got a scoop. It has the scoop on the bottom here. Yum. So, yeah, I don't like that the bodice is so short. I like that this is a drop waist. I think it might just be easier to draft this and then change the place where the princess seam goes, because on the original design, princess seam goes and follows this shape of the strap. So, okay, so never mind. I'm not gonna do this, though it does give me some okay ideas. I'm gonna put this away. Number 6, not 8. I had the right idea. I knew it was this one. This is the wrong number. I have so many books! You should have seen it earlier. I had all my Otome no sewing books on the table. And I think there's 14 now. Holy crap! There are 14 of those books. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off. I'm gonna put this over here. Be on my magnet board. That's cute. I'm pretty proud of that. I think it looks pretty okay considering it was quick sketch. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off. And I don't remember who it was that asked about the Otome no sewing books and if they have seam allowance, and they do not. You are supposed to add that in yourself. Makes me wonder, like, the audience that they have for Otome no sewing books. Like, these girls, if they're just publishing books like that, they must be pretty knowledgeable in basics of pattern drafting to be able to use them. I'll just save this. Stick that right there. Oh yeah, so here is the roll from Staples that I tend to get. Just a paper roll. I kind of hoard this stuff. I love this stuff. It's 30 inches wide, 52 feet long, $7 for this stuff. I effing love it. I have like 3 of these rolls unopened right now because I figured I'm going to do a lot of this pattern drafting stuff, so I might as well hoard it. Alrighty. So what do we start with? I'm going to start with the bodice. I don't know if I'm going to have enough room here, so I might end up, no, you know what, I might end up going here. Ugh. Let's do this. Whoops, sorry. Just kidding. Alright, folks. Let's do a little pattern drafting. Woo! Pattern drafting is so exciting! So exciting! I need a pencil though for this. Yeah, okay, a pretty pencil. We'll do pretty pencil. All the pencils I use are pretty. I see like cute pencils in a pack and I'm like, I need them for reasons. Why am I so thirsty? Ugh. It's all those dill pickle chips I like to eat. I am weird and I like dill pickle chips. I bought 3 bags from Sprouts the other day and 2 of them are now gone. By the way, the other day was Monday. Or something similar. It was not too long ago. So I think I'll have enough room right here. This is not going to be the final, so I don't need to have enough room for seam allowance. So I'm just going to do my guidelines for now. I'm going to start with the front bodice. I'm pretty sure I have enough of this paper, and it's so cheap, I don't care. So I'll put that away over there. I got my metric ruler. Let's get this started. I'm going to make this in a large because I'm a little older now, so I don't know why I keep having to explain this. I don't, but yeah. It's embarrassing. I weighed 105 pounds not that long ago, and then I turned 37. Things changed. So I'm not going to be drafting the tiers on the skirt. I'm just going from the bottom. It also has this band on it, so let's just start with the basics. Large size is in green, 8.3. It's the bottom ones. Oh, I love it. 8.3. 17. If you have, which number is this? If you have Otome no Sewing number 4, you can follow along. 17. I could also scan it eventually and post it to the Discord. 23.5. 23.5. So we have our first 8.3, 17, 23.5. Just gonna square across. And we have 11.6. I'm just going to square then. Squaring it. Cardinal points. These are not cardinal points, but I'm using that incorrectly. And let's see here. 24.5 is the length. 24.5. So just 24.5 to make it evenly down. This drops down to, let's just square it down. Make sure that's square. Let's do, okay, shoulder. Okay. This here. Matching this. It gets shaped, of course. And of course, it doesn't say how high it goes. This is 2, down 2. Straight across. Down 2. Then it's going to match up with the princess seam. So let me find the dart here. There's a fisheye dart. Well, it's a fisheye dart on the pattern, but it's actually going to be two separate pieces. They're shaped, so 8.5 this way. It is 3 centimeters wide. And is it like I guess in the center? Center is this. So the center of the dart is here. Huh. Doesn't actually say. Oh yes, no it does, because this is what we do. We find the center of that dart, we make it go squared down right here, and that's our vanishing point then. So that's the vanishing point. Okay, so far so good. And let's see, this neckline goes down. We're gonna change it, but I'll just draft it first, and then we'll do our changes afterward. Yep, everyone left. They're like, fuck this! 14.3. So this is divided into 3. I have 22.8, so we'll use our calculator. Divided by 3 is 7.6. So every 7.6 centimeters. And 3.5. Got most of it. I'll just shape that armhole. Where? This is right in front of my face. Okay. Okay, so it's gonna be one of those. I know, I'm sorry, it's boring. I don't know what to do. I just want to make my dress. I don't know. I'll just make it. I'll put it in the frame here so you can see it. This thing. Oh, hey, my laundry's ready. I get to do the fabric thing. Okay, so I'm gonna be right back. I just gotta run downstairs real quick and I gotta get it out of the dryer. It's literally downstairs, so I'll be right back. Aha! All clean. Now I just have to fold it. I have a lot of this stuff. Probably make 2 dresses. It's got the right structure. It's got the right weight for the thing that I'm thinking of. So I am excited. It's even got some stretch to it. It's pretty cute. And I've had this for a few years now. It was originally an idea that I was going to be twinsies with somebody in my fashion illustration class, and it kind of fell through, so I ended up getting stuck with, I don't know, many yards of this fabric. How should I fold this? I think it's 8 yards that I have of this fabric. And I'm gonna try a thing. It's festive! Yes, it is. It's definitely going to be a wintry dress. Which is, you know, sort of what I was going for. Just to get it out of the way. It's nice and warm. Just out of the dryer. Feels so nice. It's all twisted. It's twisted. Well, it's definitely a lot softer than it was, but it's, I think, going to be the perfect match for the structure of this dress that I'm making. So where was I? Trying to leave something interesting on the screen so you can see it, but I know, like I was saying, this is not the most interesting thing to watch, unless you're somehow fascinated by pattern design. So what I'm gonna do is, it wants me to draft the princess seam into the shoulder. I'm not gonna do that because the way that I have this designed is that this has a front panel on it. Let's see, and it's got this really fun curve. Kind of goes this way. I don't know what this is gonna look like, but this is why we have erasers. Yeah. Yeah, erasers. So let me see if I can do it kind of like this. Just lightly do it kind of like this now. So the problem is that this dart needs to be moved over. Except that is where the princess seam is supposed to go. So let's see. Nope. So, okay, hang on a second. Yeah, just playing with this here. It's gonna have to be closed anyway, so this is, we're closing this part to shape it. And then, I don't know about this. And this is why we would make a mock-up. Curious. Let's see what the distance is between, because I want it to fit right here. Let me get my girl here. Did we decide on a name? Coquette, I thought. I like Coquette. Coquette as a name. Right, alright, so I'm going to use centimeters. This is the waistline. 7.4. What do we have? So it can be moved. So this would be the middle of my dart. So I'm gonna get my eraser. Where are my erasers? Are my erasers? I have them. Everything I have is colorful, even my erasers. So I have this. Okay, so I'm gonna move this guy over. So I'm just using this as a guideline, you know. Okay. So if I want this to be on the princess seam, then there's going to be two seams meeting this way, and that's going to be the center. So the distance between here and here is the center of the dart that I'm going to place right there. So that's where I measured it would be, 7.4 centimeters. I'm also going to erase this horrid line. I may have to reshape the armhole. Maybe. Well, that's also going to reshape the neckline too. So we want this to scoop down below or at the apex, right around here. So, hello Omni, how you doing? Let's see, so the distance was 3 centimeters. I know that this is my center. Let's get this close up so you can see what I'm doing. So this is the center of my dart. I'm going to do it at 3 centimeters, which is 1.5 on each side. So this is how wide my dart is open. We're going to do the same thing that it says in the book. I'm just going to square this down and meet, these are going to be my vanishing point for the dart. Of course, this is definitely going to be mocked up before I cut into that beautiful fabric I've got over there. So, that said, how do we want this to look? So, the bottom of the armhole. What is the distance, first of all? I'm using this as this is basically my size. I might be a little bit wider now, but it's close enough that I can use it as my guide. So if I want the bottom of my armhole to be right here, and this is going to be a fitted bodice, I would need to measure the distance between the top of the arm where the shoulder is. I want it to be kind of right here. And I can't scrunch it. I can pin it and move it a little bit. It's not going to be about 23. So if it's going to be about 23, actually, that's not bad. Distance to the apex from the shoulder seam is about 23.5 centimeters. It's a little bit, I mean, it's almost there. This is almost correct. I'm going to leave it alone. So I'm going to leave that alone, but I know that this is my apex line, or thereabouts. So this part is going to be measured from here-ish, a little bit lower. It is going to be a bit higher. Here. Yeah, because this dress goes about to here. So I'm going to drop that down. And I want it to go a little bit lower than that. So let's bring it down 3 centimeters? Three centimeters. And it has this shape that goes, let's see, we're gonna just make sure this is square so that we don't have a divot when I have, my pattern drafted here, I don't have a divot going down or up because this is on a fold. So we don't want the shape to be like this or like this. We want it to be completely straight. So we square this little bit off, and everything else is just suggested. Let's see. Let's find the princess line. So this is definitely where I want my shoulder strap to be. It's gonna be here. Let's see, how wide is this again? This is 5.6-ish. So the distance that we have here, if it's 5.6, yeah, so it's gonna be just right on the edge. This is where the shoulder seam is gonna be. Okay. We can do this! Yes, we can! I don't want it to be... just didn't find where the apex is yet. So the apex is how far from the center? Here. About 9.5 centimeters. Is this even accurate? Am I working with real numbers or what is this? Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. So this is the apex, which goes right into the princess seam. And the distance between here and here we measured at 7.4, right? Okay, so 7.4, yeah, that's about right. So if I did this, the way that I have this designed too, just to see what it would look like. I'm just curious here. Since we're working on a 3D form here, we need to be pretty careful about the way things are shaped. Okay, so maybe we can get a little bit closer to around here. So what happens if I get something like this? And then we're just gonna just as an idea. So then we would have this part reshaped. Of course, we would get rid of this straight line. This would be more curved anyway. I just want to get a basic idea. And again, this is why we do mock-ups. So if I were to do this, I want to make sure that this is actually going to work. And still fit me. So then what I would do, probably, is bring this down. Oh, excuse me. But, it's terrible. And then, of course, this would get erased. Okay, so what is the distance here? So it's like 11, maybe 10.6? That is way too big. Although it does have the shirring in the back. 10.6. That looks like this. Yeah, I'd make it 11. Maybe 11 and a half. Okay, so what's the distance between the apex? See, now it's just a whole bunch of calculation, because why not? 15.2 in the apex. It's actually not bad, 15.2. So that is correct. Huh. And then if we had it drop down, oh, now I need to, this poor petticoat been through the ringer. So, zip line, I wanted it to be, let's see, how many? I'm just mumbling to myself. I'm sorry. You can talk to me while I do this. That would make it interesting. 8.3 centimeters from the center. 8.3 centimeters. Okay. I'm going to put a little pin there. So the distance here is 8.5. 8.5. So center, center. So this is the apex. Okay, and if I wanted the dart, I'm probably doing this wrong, and that's okay. How else are we to learn from our mistakes? Do things wrong. It's okay. Well, shit. What time is it? Oh, it's not even 5. Yeah. I'm definitely doing this wrong. Probably. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back to the original measurements minus this new shaping. And again, mock-ups are a thing for a reason. Keep this the same. I'm gonna leave that there just to see what happens. I have a ton of muslin! Muslin! Yep. So I got this. This is what that's for. I seem to recall I did my underbust dress the same way. This is the same kind of shape that I had before. So, going back to this, what do I need? I'm going to go back to the same measurement. I'm doing this large size. So, the end of it is 8.5, which is here. Oh, jeez. And we squared it down to go to the waist. Now, how long is this? Yeah, right. 8. That's about right. Yeah, 8 point. That's what I measured it for. Yeah. What was it again? 8.5, which was there. Okay, so this is the end, and then from here it's 3 centimeters. That's probably. Oh my God, my problems. My problems are my problems. So the center is here. No, I did square it there before. What am I talking about? I'm crazy. Okay. Back to this. Power of pencils and erasers. So this is going to get shaped now. As if it were going into, want it to be more gonna get like a small, and it's gonna have to get notched for sure. Okay, and then this kind of disappears this way. Oof, that's gonna look terrible. That is not gonna work. Not unless we move this over. Curious if I got it this way. Just out of curiosity. Oh, my nose. I don't know if I can handle this. And then here, it's shaped to go up. So what, like 8.3? No, that's not gonna work either. Oh, it never tells you. Never tells you how high. It's just a matter of. You do usually do the curve this way though. So. I would be curious to see how this looks. So I would have to cut this out and then fold this and retrace it. Probably I could do that over there. So fun! So fun. This is the fun part. This is the hard part. So I'm gonna draft the pattern. I'm gonna make a mock-up of this, just this half, and sew it together. So this is on a fold. I have to retrace this after I close this dart. Right, well, onward and upward. Not like it was that hard. But do it. If I have to do it again, then gosh darn it, that's what I'm gonna do. Actually, this might be a good lesson for anybody who wants to do patterns from Otome no Sewing, like this thing. It might mystify some people. So I'm going to show you how to close it, how to manipulate the dart. And we're reshaping this bodice. Oh, come on. You see this sort of thing a lot in pattern drafting and the Otome no Sewing books, so in different manifestations. And the good thing is too that I'm sure there's going to be lots of mistakes in what I just drafted. And the cool thing is, oh, hello, Alex. Sorry, I've been listening, but now I'm watching. Awesome, thank you, and welcome back. What was I going to say? Cool thing is that pattern drafting like this and then doing a mock-up, the mock-up is going to help you iron out those mistakes. So you can, I'm going to be drawing on that muslin and like pinning it probably, unless it's a total shit show, and then I'm just going to have to redraft the whole thing. But the general idea is draft the pattern, make mistakes, make the mock-up, fix the mistakes, and then move on from there. Okay, this bottom edge. This bottom edge though. Alright, so this guy, so this is my center front panel. And then this we're going to have to retrace. Let's see, do I have room here? I'm going to retrace and also add seam allowance. I'm just going to use this bit of paper and cut this off so I can work with it. There. I'll save this. So this guy, in case you're wondering, gets closed. And the way we do that is I'm going to just snip through this right here. I'm not closing my blade until just before the very end. It's still attached. And then I'm going to swivel this up and close it with the other line that I have right there. Oh look, I have washi tape conveniently located for me. Get some of this. I'm gonna get me some of this. Come on, washi tape. Don't be that way. Okay, washi tape is breaking on me all day today. Why though? Yeah. Cool. Cool. And I even have enough to just put seam allowance on this thing. Alright, let me get my little pins. I have no idea what this is going to look like all put together. So first things first is I'm going to trace this. I'm just hoping for the best at this point. So there is this divot that it caused from closing this. And I'm going to fix that in a minute. Okay, we want to make sure that this is marked. This is marked. I think that's really all I need for now. I don't even, this is still like experiment phase, so I don't know how much of this is going to need marking. Okay, so we got our pattern. I'm going to just go ahead and add a quick seam allowance to it. Oh yeah, and I need to fix this divot. So this is my waist seam. I'm just going to put my pencil here to stop my ruler from moving. And that's my new side seam. Let's just put that back a little bit further. Ah, come on. Yay, pencil! Yeah. General idea is still there though. Okay, right here. Great. Seam allowance. We're gonna do 1 centimeter all the way around. I know the sewing part is way more interesting because it's colorful and varied and you get to see like things in action as opposed to all this drawing, drafting. It's such a slog. I mean, believe me, I know. If my brain weren't so preoccupied with what I was doing, I'd probably feel the same way. Sometimes this stuff fascinates me though, so I can watch it, but usually I'm watching it because I'm actively learning something. Deanne Deziel or something. She's awesome. She's a nice little French lady. And I like watching her videos to learn pattern drafting techniques. Because it's part of my job, and one must always improve themselves. Okay. We'll see if that works. I have no idea. This would be side bodice. Side front bodice. And we have, that's that one that I cut off just now. Do I have enough room? No, I don't. Ooh, I could just do it like drapers or something. Oh my god. Less of this, so I'll use this. I really need to recycle my old muslin. I have old muslin mock-ups that I just don't need anymore, but I keep them for some reason because I'm like hoarding. I'm like, no, maybe they'll be important for some reason someday. No, they're not. I don't need them. Nobody needs them. You don't need them. Why do I do this? No. Oh, right here. Yeah, okay. Kind of what I was thinking. Kind of. What about the other one that I just cut off? I'm curious to see where this fits. Really be raised. We'll see. We'll see how it looks this way. Crafty Jester. Crafty Jester is an amazing weaver. I know a couple of them. Looney Lumarts. I think I just call him Loomy though. Probably not right. But he's also a weaver. I think that's fascinating. I like watching weaving and spinning. It's stuff that I don't do. What fabric are you putting it on? I am putting it on muslin. This is fabric that is used to make mock-ups. So I'm never going to make anything until I am sure that it's going to fit and look right. I'm never going to make it out of the fabric that I'm using for my project. I always use cheap cotton muslin. I mean, I guess I can use this. So this does not have seam allowance on it yet, and I'm going to fix that. For now, I'm just quickly trying to do a thing. Have you ever heard of muslin before? Yes, okay. Good. Okay, I'm just gonna leave those there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. Nice gaiters I got from school. No idea. No idea if this is gonna work. I'm so worried. Though I really shouldn't be, because like the whole point of this is, you know, testing. Well, I did draft the large, and I think this actually is a medium in the book, so that's part of it. Oh, come on. Why is it fighting me? Fight me, bruh. Fight me. What time is it? It's 5:09. Okay, so then here we have this like super point, and you may have seen this on commercial patterns, but there's one way that I've learned to fix it, and I'll just fold in and cut along the other edge, and I'll get something like that. I think we're okay on this side. See, for this, it would be like the opposite. You'd like fill that in and it'd kind of jut out. How do you feel about KYY24 on YouTube? I'm looking for a kimono Lolita dress tutorial. There are Wa Lolita, Wa Lolita patterns in the Otomino sewing books, so I've never heard of them. But that doesn't mean anything. I'll check it out. I'm curious. I try not to have strong opinions when I see like people on YouTube doing stuff, but sometimes I do. I have strong opinions. Like Yumi King. Yumi? Okay, I'm just gonna cut out the one side, because I only need to work on the one side to fix this. And for this one, I'm just gonna go all the way around. Okay. Let's just put this together real quick. See what happens. It should be ironed. Pick up iron. Okay, well that's heating up. I need to get my chair. I'm gonna use my industrial. My cats have been so quiet lately. I don't know what's going on with them. Okay. So we got this. We got this. I'm gonna do this. Okay. So the center, let's just make this easy. Let's get the center. So I'm finding the center. I'm gonna iron that. Okay, let's see where this lands. Try this now. Why did I put my push pins in my... Oh, that was dumb. Why though? Why would I do that? Okay. So... this should be folded because this is the seam allowance that I added. So it's gonna land, let's see, and then this too, right here, or right at the edge. Not too bad. It's gonna have room. I did do the large. So it's going to have room for movement.
I'm losing my mind in a wave of you. Sweats me up like the ocean blue. Can't lie, gotta face the truth. I'm falling harder than I wanted to. And they say don't go down into deep, but I'm already diving in.
Okay, that's not terrible. Still gonna land here. It's gonna have a problem. So what should happen is this should be a little bit higher and deeper. This should be in here more. I think I would like that better. Just see if we can do that. So if I bring this in, get this. depends on your experience. There are inexpensive options for dress forms. It's a dress form, not a mannequin, just so you know the terminology. This is a professional dressmaker's dress form. And the difference between this and those cheap adjustable ones that you find are that it's just in one size, but it's more durable. They are more expensive, and they have all the cardinal points that you need to design using the template that I used earlier, and then for drafting. So you have your side seam, your princess seam, center, the neck, the way that it's shaped, everything. And then even though it's just one size, we use one size because usually we're trained to be able to make sizes bigger by using a base size. So my base size is 8, and then I can draft smaller or larger, or grade it smaller or larger once I have the pattern established and fitting right on the dress form. So you use this, and yes, if you want to get into pattern drafting or even draping, you don't have to do the flat pattern first and then put it on the form. People do just drape directly on the form and mark all their places and then spread it out on paper and transfer it to a pattern. So there's a few different ways of doing it. So I would recommend investing in one. So far so good. I kind of like this shape. I'm going to reshape this arm because I like that. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to futz with this for the time being. I think I did enough. And I'm tired. It's time. Gotta think about dinner. So exciting. Domestic life. So I think I'm going to end right here and say thank you for joining me. I know it was a long haul, because this is not the most exciting thing to watch, but the illustration was fun to do, at least earlier, so you know, we'll see you probably tomorrow, and then next week, so I hope you have a creative weekend and keep sewing and creating all these beautiful things.